Oh, good morning. Another episode. Oh, I don't have the microphone today. I think I forgot something. Anyway, where's my shiny sun? Forgot my microphones. Sorry. Yes. Anyway, another episode. 26. So, these have just become more of a weekly thing now, like weekly update, episode. I don't know. Plans for today. I'm gonna pull apart this wiring because it seems to be coil 1 at certain positions seem to misfire. So I think either one of the connections might be loose or a bit dodgy or something, so I'm going to pull that shroud back, check them all, or even, because I'm not using the trailing plugs, I might use them at a later date when they're added to the ECU software. And I'll just add another pin out, 2 pin outs from the ECU, and make a second loom or something and attach it to that one. So I think I'm going to rewire that actually. Cut all the electrical tape back, rewire it, make sure every single joint's perfect. Because what seems to happen is the car runs nice and everything, and then vibrations, and it seems to coil 1 seems to break up. So I think it might be a wiring issue on that part. Otherwise, I think that is the only thing stopping me at the moment. I am seeing a tiny bit of sludge, like a milky coolant oil mix in the, or water oil mix in the sump, which I don't know if it's because I'm using a piece of tissue there and moisture's getting in, or if it is bottom of the coolant seal is leaking when the engine's cold, or it heats up and then it leaks tiny bit when cold, because it's only there a tiny bit, I'm not sure, or it's because I'm not running the engine enough to cook off any of the water that might be condensating in the sump. I'm not sure yet, because again, it's not a sealed system, I've only got a tissue there, because I need to put a proper fill neck on there. So whether it'll be the original RX-8 one, or I'll make a little block plate that bolts on and I just remove that to top it up, or I get a nice just single neck with a fill cap on it. That'll be the next thing to deal with, but at the moment the coils first, then get it running there. I've got to clean up some of the wiring, tether tape some more, extend some of the other looms so I can tether tape that because I've got some time today, go for some drives, do some logging, bit of tuning as well. And if I've got time, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to finally make a start on fitting the extra lock knuckles with probably even the big brake kit and the extended lines and everything, fit them up. Should end up with some mad lock, but what I would like to try and find my coil over spanners as well and raise the car up a little bit, because as much as it's nice and low and everyone likes MX-5's low, again this is just going to be a pure track handling car, so a bit higher, wheels out a bit more. Like the back's fine, I could extend the back a bit. Front's definitely, I've got 30mm space for the front because of the big brake here. I've got 20mm to go on the back. I might have a look and start flaring the arches, I'm not sure. That's all plans for the future, but at the moment it's just do that, and then probably a few more zip ties to hold that in place, and they'll get a length and dimensions and stuff for getting a rose joint, order some rose joint bits to make up a tensioner for that. Also, I could do with taking that off at the end of the day and taking my 5-rib piece so I can machine it to fit. Yeah. What else? I'm trying to think what else needs doing and sorting. I think that's it. Other little wiring things, just clean up wiring and whatnot. So I'm finally making some progress. I'm happy with it, to be honest. The wiring for the coil packs, I've gave them a check. I've made some slight adjustments, hoping it might help. But what I could do is start up and see what happens. And if it starts running on one rotor, I'm just going to pull that number 1 rotor out and see if it's sparking or not. Or the coil pack for number 1 and see if it's sparking or not. So we'll just have to see how it starts up today. Oh, it does help if it's out of gear. So as you can see, just from that, is it runs fine on 2 rotors and then it just starts to cut out a bit. And it seems to always be the front one that's cutting out. But I've just pulled the plugs out. They're a bit on the black side. They're a bit on the black side, but I don't know if that's too black or what. I don't know what's going on with that. So what I'm going to do is turn the engine over, probably see a load of smoke out of that. I'm going to check the coil packs, both of them as well, when they're sparking. While I turn it over, because these should still spark quite strongly, I hope. Both of them are exactly the same. There's no oil or anything on them. They're just a bit black and sooty. So I expect that's from when it's trying to turn over and it starts misfiring. Annoyingly. Shit. So, it seems to be, as much as these are good, they're shit. Because it was arcing from down the bottom across to the bottom. I've tried to make the gap smaller, make the gap larger, it's made no difference. I've just stuck the original Renesis butt plugs in there, and it's not an issue on starting. So, these are good for a start, and now they're shit. I need better plugs, I need like the best of the best. Okay, so I'm slowly getting somewhere. Feeling's better now. It pulls nicely on part for all the, I don't know, the Renesis spark plug seems to be working again perfectly fine, other than those RX-7 ones, which are not firing at all properly, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Coil packs are alright. I need to make a little bracket up to help support them so they don't come off, but otherwise the fueling table's getting there finally and it's starting to drive quite nicely. No issues cutting out or anything like that, but something does smell rather hot, so I'm just about to check on the bonnet, see what's getting quite hot. Other than that, getting there slowly. Okay, so this week has been a bit of a hectic one, or a mad one. The RX-5 I've not done anything with since last weekend. Neighbour got a bit teary and upset. Miserable old bastard. So that's that, so I think this episode is going to be very short. My bad. But I've got some good stuff coming, don't you worry. The car's getting moved finally, so this week should be a nice episode of moving the car over and actually getting on with doing some more stuff, because I'll actually have more time doing stuff on the car, which comes to not tuning, I guess sort of tuning, trying to start sorting out the bodywork and a few other bits, but also fitting these bad boys. So this is my next goal to do before the car's on the road, because I really would like this amount of lock. But yes, it does mean I can actually give the car a clean. It wouldn't be from the trees here anymore, and yeah, better access of the car. I've been meaning to fit these up for a while now. After, can't remember his name, Hayden, yes, absolute legend. Still yet to fit these up, but these absolutely lovely, gorgeous, big brake, extra lock knuckle kit. So obviously they've been cut short on there, welded up, nice strong welds, painted pink. I think this is the only set he had when I ordered them off of him. And then I've gone and fitted fresh bearings, front hub bearings, along with fresh tie rod ends, which all fit at the same time, and the big brake kit, which are Subaru 4-pots, 300mm discs with some braided brake lines, because I'm going to need them, because this should give me about 70mm of lock. But other than that, that's literally left all what's left to do. Rather than that big brake kit, do a bit more tuning, but I can't really do much at the moment. I do want to rise the car because it's a bit on the low side, and I'm hopefully get in contact with someone to get a new rear quarter, cut that old piece out and weld a new piece in, and then just spray over it for now. But that's literally it.
Several days later.
Good afternoon, you lot. Last weekend, obviously no YouTube video because small issue. Don't know what the fuck that was. Small issue. Neighbours, well, not neighbour, someone other than everyone else is completely fine with it. One neighbour, rather shitty. So sadly I've not run the car since, but it's giving me an opportunity and time to sort out other bits, which will be like the extra lock knuckles, the extra lock knuckles, something else which I'm sorting out and addressing right now, which would be kind of cool, but also the boot, what I was going to do with the boot. Now, this is absolute mess in here at the moment. Because I just chucked stuff in here to store it all, which I'm going to stick all that on the side for now, while I deal and get measurements for what I want to do. Okay, can go inside. Anyway, what was I on about? Yes, so what I'm going to be putting in the boot here. Wow. I'm going to mount my radiator in here. So what I'm going to do is have a look at, take all this out and see where the radiator wants to sit. I've got a brand new Mark II one, which I was going to make some L brackets up, which bolt in either side, and then make something here that goes across here to mount it the other side. Then have two fans, cut this hole out, have two fans that then pull air through and up from underneath the car, and then I'm going to have to do some fancy cutting and whatnot here on the boot to get it, pull the air out, because my idea is sucks hot air out from underneath, blows it out of here, and obviously have one of those nice aero track wings, so then that hot air gets blown out over the top of that wing. Will it do anything? Probably not, I don't know. But yeah, considering I can't do anything right now, that's my plan. Now, gets to the next part of what I'm on about is hopefully I'm going to get this car moved to a lot more accessible point, and yeah, get the car moved to a lot more accessible point. How I'm going to do that? Lovely little tow car. So that I'm going to be picking something up tomorrow, which will allow me to tow a trailer, which is going to be kind of cool. So you'll have to wait and see for that. But yes, it does mean it's going to be a lot more accessible so I can do a lot more things on it every day after work, whenever. Because I've applied for Tucked, whether it will get to Tucked or not, I don't know. It is kind of cool. It's obviously not a show car yet. Look at it, it's an absolute mess of a car. But it's not the outside it's the engine swap. And I think given it that current ropey look it's got, and you see what's in the engine bay is kind of cool anyway. I think that's what a lot of people are liking about the car at the moment. But main goal is to Japfest, so whether or not I can get the car running and driving for Japfest or not, I don't know. Either way, with the trailer it means I can tow it there, and it will be there for a lot of people to see, because I cannot disappoint people, because obviously it didn't get to Simply Jap. Given the book a clean out, so what I do is just chuck this in here and see how well it fits, because I did pick up this Mark II radiator for free actually. Oh my god. Oh, hammers there. Let's just move that across. All this shit that needs clearing out at some point. Fuck off. I'm not going to have it obviously sat directly down, but there we go. Ain't too bad actually. This fits really well in there. So what I'm going to have to do is make a little bracket that goes there on that one, goes there on that side, and drill some holes and rivet them. For the back here, I just make a nice bracket there and use that hole and another hole. And then this side, I think I'm going to have to, this rusty bracket, remove that and notch it, or have it go underneath or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to have it sat fully down. There's going to be a gap, and what I'm going to have to do is, I don't know, put something around it to help with airflow. But sweet. Boot mount and a rad, and then what how I'm going to do this sort of setup would be, because that's the out, that's the in. No, that's the, yes, that's the out, that's the in. But I can swap it around because it doesn't really matter which way the radiator works. Now, my thought is coolant out here. Yeah, coolant out there to the water pump, and I have the water pump sat there. So out into water pump, straight out, down. Now when it returns to a filler neck that will sit somewhere around here with your cap on, and then back into the radiator. So I can always top it up, and this will always be the hottest point here for the radiator for bleeding. I remember what I was going to do, so I checked the coolant. Again, still no leaks, still fully up to the high level, which means sump's not leaking or anything like that, which is really good. The coolant which is really good. The next thing is I was just taking measurements for the spark plug gap and into that hole, because what I'm going to do is make up a dowel that comes out, and then a plate that just goes down to the first hole, because I'm not using the second one. I will make it to fit the second one when I come to actually sorting out trailing spark, when it's implemented into the ECU. But for now, it would just be for the bottom one, just to support it. Get them made, sweet. That's that, they're sorted. I think the last final thing I really need to sort out is the oil filter, why it's leaking from the bottom. But I've got a feeling it's because it's an anodized surface and it's not sealed up properly, so I might skim it at some point or whatever. But otherwise, I think that's everything today. get a few things made tomorrow, and then get them fitted up, check they fit and whatnot. Not tomorrow, Saturday actually, make sure they fit and everything, and then we will see from there. And I still need to find something to do with these two superchargers. This one's fine, just needs a rebuild. I think a new bearing or new gear. This one's a fully uprated one, length and nose, fully uprated, everything, downside pulley, it's lovely. I need to work out and find something to do with that one. And then I've got a third spare one there, so if anyone's wanting a supercharger, I have got this one up for sale. It's clean, freshly removed, low mileage, everything. That's M45 Eaton. Oh, good morning or afternoon. Can't remember which one it is now. Back again. So for like the third or fourth day now, of just doing random things. Hopefully the microphone's okay there. Just try and clip it on in a better place. There we go. That works. Yeah. Back for another day of fun. Finally get round to fitting the big brake kit. Well, not the big brake kit, but the extra lock knuckles. So, hoping to get the extra lock knuckles fitted, both sides, and then mount up the big brake kit. Which, when I do that, I am going to need to fit in this amount of mess here. If I can put them out, I will need to fit my 30mm spacers because it will not fit without them. If I recall, I had 30mm spacers and 20mm spacers. I think the 20mm are already still on the rear, aren't they? Yes, 20mm are already on the rear, so the fronts need fitting. Yeah, big old 30mm spacers just to get these to fit under the wheels because they are absolutely massive. All this mess will all be cleared up, hopefully very soon, in the next coming month or two. And again, I'll be getting on to why I'm not going to be driving this anytime soon. It will hopefully get it to tucked if it gets accepted in this sort of look and fashion, a bit dirty, but start of a obviously project car. But I'll show you why, because later on, one, I'm going to need the wire wheel, and I'm going to need, well, the wire wheel, but also I'm going to need some etch primer and some under sealer. And you'll see why, because something for the crown which will make it, well, it'll just be cool as hell, really. But anyway, I think I'm going to move the car. Yeah, move the car back a little bit so I've got better access to the front, jack it up nice and high, and start cracking on with the extra lock knuckles. I've got fresh ball joints to go on, and yeah, fit them up first, see how it looks, fit the wheels on without the brakes on, and see what mad lock it's going to have, because I've already got rack spaces on there, and not normal rack spaces, are a little bit thicker than the ones you could buy, because I made them myself, fitted them, so it already had some good amount of lock, so it's probably going to be mental about the amount of lock it's got. And also, I've got the two brackets I've made up to test out the bottom two mounts for the radiator in the boot, so we'll have a look at that as well today. But anyway, I think what I'm going to do is set up the GoPro, and time lapse, but actually do some time lapsing and all sorts, and start using the GoPro again, because I really need to start using that. Okay, so I'm just grabbed the GoPro quickly just to explain what's going on. So obviously for the lock kit, I need to undo that one there, top one, and then undo and remove the brake. Yes, uprights, spring arms, very rusty. I will get around to replacing them, powder coating them, but that's probably going to be next year sort of thing. Anti-roll bar here though, this is good. This wasn't replaced too long ago, only 4 or 5 years ago when I did my manual steering rack and I fitted this one. But the tie rod ends I'm going to change because they've sadly seem better, I think. Otherwise, all around here, absolute solid, so nothing to worry about there. Coilovers are alright. I do want to get some socks for them because they're still, as much they are starting to go a little, not go, but look nasty. They are still quite clean and they're not that old, from what I gathered when I bought the car. But yeah, time to start getting all this rusty crap off, I think. Anyway, time to put the GoPro back up. Hopefully that's the right sort of position. Oh, so time lapse finished a little bit early, but a little bit of chat through the way. Luckily, fully removed now. Got the fresh tie rod ready. Oops, pin fell down there. Lower ball joints good, not perished. The boot's not perished or anything like that. I don't know why. I'm probably not going to get this MOT for a very long time, but it's good. So I'm not worried. Top one needs replacing at some point, but the swing arms all need replacing anyway, or cleaning up and fresh ball joints and stuff in. But maybe that'll be a project over the winter. So now I'm ready to actually put the cut knuckle in there. So we'll smack that in there in a sec. But this is definitely certainly had it, especially the heat shield, which I won't be bothering because I've got the big 300mm discs and the heat shield will not fit with the discs. Anyway, so probably would strip this down, or actually give it to or sell it 20 quid or something to Thingy to make some nice set and cut knuckles or whatever. New hub on there, whatever else done. So we'll see what happens with that one. That's one side almost done. So I'm holding this really weirdly because the other glove's dirty and I've taken my other glove off. So, extra lock knuckles fitted now, or one side's fitted with a new tie rod. I'm going to have to do a bit of modifying to the lower swing arm. I'm going to have to try and pull out the back of the bottom of it a bit to get a bit of camber, because at the moment how it's sat is too far like this. I'll show you in a sec because it's insane the amount of lock I've now got on this. Do reference, I have got rack spaces in there which are a lot thicker than the ones you usually get off the shelf. Secondly, these extra lock knuckles, well done Hayden, absolute solid job. So I'm a cover. I'm going to show you how much lock I've got, and even then I've still got basically, I'm just going to show you and explain. Very awkwardly with one hand. So what's going on here? Well, this point here was the stopping point. So as you see in time lapse, I ground that away and ground the edge of this away so they wouldn't, the steering lock would actually hit the bump stop inside the rack itself without hitting completely. Now I've put the 30mm spacer on, 30mm spacer on, and at the moment it's stopping against the lower swing arm there. It might actually give me a bit more stop if I drop the car, so I might try that in a sec. But for now, at the moment, the amount of lock it's currently got is, so if we're sideways with the car, I'm going to say that's about 75, maybe 78 degrees of lock. But as you can see, we have got an insane amount of camber. So we're going to have to sort out that camber issue. But now, because I can give some extra leverage with the steering, let's see how much further this goes, if I can get it there, because I'm almost 90, and that's probably not all of it either. So I think, yeah, I'm going to say lock's going to be about 80 to 82 degrees on this side. And obviously the inside, well, this side's not yet done, but usually that's what it looks like that side, which ain't much. But then if we come over this side, and then we go lock to lock, it is a considerable amount still. But yeah, that's, yeah, we need a lot more, what's it called? Camber. But that's some insane lock, absolutely insane lock. So what I'm going to do is drop on the floor and then see how much I can then still turn the car by, because hopefully the wheel comes up and where the subframe's been dropped, it'll give more clearance on the tyre, so hopefully. Okay, now the car's on the floor. Oh, is my microphone? Yeah, it is. Now the car's on the floor, you see what's actually going on a bit here. Now, some people that actually are into drifting and setting up cars and stuff, you'll see a big issue here, and I immediately see a big issue here as well. This angle here is not great. This is shit for bump steer, absolutely horrendous for bump steer. I was going to make up some special rows, special rose joint here with a thing that goes through, and then drop this point down to about here, which helps that bump steer. The other part is this arm being so tall up here, which I can't really do much about other than rise the car, which I was going to do because one, that point there, two, MX-5s being low, I don't like at all. Like, I don't mind this ride height. At the moment, this ride height is probably the lowest I'll go on this thing. I want to rise it a little bit more so there's a bit more tracky spec, or whatever. So yeah, but otherwise now the car's a bit low. I've got a little bit extra lock out there, but if I can slip my phone through there, we can, oh no, not quite, we can still see what's going on. We're hitting this edge here, so the best bet there is notch that little corner out and plate it and weld it up. The other thing I'm going to do is, instead of fiddling with the camber bolts down the bottom there, which I'll do at a later date, I was seeing what you could do is you cut a certain piece out here and then you move it along and weld it back up. So what I'll have to do is try and remove my lower wishbones or get some other ones at a later date. Probably get some spare ones, fresh lower ball joint, cut, weld, lengthen them out a bit and then fit them. And that should help the camber massively. Otherwise, I'm impressed with the amount of lock. And now that car's sat on its ass, again, just turn that wheel, that little last bit, almost. I mean, take that corner out. It will be, I'm going to say, yeah, take that little corner out so I can actually get the full lock, and it'll be about 80 degrees lock on that. happy days. But I need to sort that camber out. That's the next thing to do at some point, is that camber. And I'll do the other point some point in the week out of video, because this has taken long enough as it is. That's half the job done this episode. Again, is why I've not done the other side either today. Is been a bit of a slow day. Got up, long lunch. Oi! Bloody mozzies. And just, yeah, knackering. Absolutely knackered. I don't know why, just tired. Lots on at the moment. But, yes. Lock side done, so what I need to do is work out on the lower side swing arm, and then at some point in the week I'll do the other side. But that's another step closer, and another thing I've been meaning to do to get this car to the next stage, which again has been the lock kit and the suspension setup and stuff, and sorting out the bump stick, which I'll do. After that, we sort out the boot mounted rad. But the good thing is, with all that extra lock, it still doesn't hit the water pump that's down in here. Hidden at the moment, it will be moved, but that's fine and safe where it is at the moment, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. What else we've got to do? Obviously, we've got to sort out bodywork and do the tube front end, but that won't be until a later date. Just hopefully, with the extra lock knuckles as well, and actually maybe even see how the engine holds up, and maybe do a track day, drift day at the end of the year with the extra lock knuckles and stuff, just to give the engine a blast, and maybe, well, whether the engine lasts or not, I don't know. It dies or not, I don't know. And then we slap in an REW or just a normal Renesas engine, or a turbo REW, or I don't know, we'll do some of that engine. But again, I don't see why it should blow up or leak or anything. My only concern is, again, the exhaust port, because it's not been tested fully up to full high RPMs with high EGTs. What's going to happen with that, whether it's going to start leaking or not, I don't know. So maximum, my only concern would be is it just starts leaking coolant, blows out all the coolant, and that's it. Which at that point, I've still got good RX-8 rotors, which I'll actually get balanced with the E-shaft. RX-7 apex seals, which should still be in very good condition if so. The irons I'll probably get rid of, and then just get FD or FC irons, housings, and then a F30, a 12A front cover, so now I can change the engine mount from the sides to like a bar at the front. All lots of plans for the future, but yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Instagram's in the description. Almost at 7,000 followers now. Yep. It's just tiring being here sometimes. So hopefully get the car moved very soon, so I can do a lot more work and time on it and stuff like that. Yeah. Got a few things in the works, and I've got a good few plans as well for next year, which I hopefully be doing with Tom. Got a nice little plan and idea for that, so we shall see. And that'll be another series, so I'm going to have, obviously, this series go. I've got the other top secret series, 2 top secret series, which you'll just have to wait and see. But hopefully after November will be the first episode of that series, so we shall see. Yeah, thanks for watching. The next episode, well, we'll see what happens in the next episode. I don't know yet. We'll see. Oh, the cat. But anyway, ciao. So, as I said earlier, the little thing relating to tow. This, essentially. The crown's getting a tow bar. Oh, a few things to make up for it, but just considering you can't get these anymore. Basically, the crown is a IS200 chassis. And they made these for IS200s, and it will fit. Only thing I've got to do, I've got to make a special washer that goes up there. There's some little brackets, and same with that one. Other than that, I just got to get the right bolts, get a load of bolts, and fit it up. But I think I need to give it a wire wheel, a bit of paint before fitting, which I'll do at some point this week, hopefully.